Hello everybody, and welcome back to Super Mario Galaxy 2. So, now that we've obtained every Power Star, well, those that we can possibly get anyway, there's only one thing left for us to do. And that is to hand ourselves over to the final castle in the game, so we can defeat Bowser for the last time. Well, it's Mario anyway, and of course, save Peach. And if you want to get access to it, now you need at least 70 stars. So you don't really have to go the extra mile to get at least an extra 35. So you essentially don't have to get another extra 35 stars if you don't want to. And then as soon as we get closer to it, we actually get ourselves a cutscene for once. Jeez. Alright. Time for the grand finale, Captain. Obviously. Somewhere in there, your princess your princess is waiting. Obviously. What a surprise. It's a comment. It looks like Power Stars weren't the only things that getting eaten up around here. Yep, it surely looks like it. It looks like Bowser wants to get even bigger. Well, we are not gonna let that happen. We need to stop that monster before he devours everything in his path. Get in there and show him what you got. Well, that is essentially what we do every time when we face off against Bowser. Well, more so when it comes to being the final. Well, more so when it comes to him being the final boss, anyway. But anyways, the final castle of the game is Bowser's Galaxy Generator. All right, let's do this. And the main mission for this one, Bowser's Fortified Fortress. Yeah, I guess you can say it is quite the fortress. And I guess you can say it is going to be very fortified. But anyways, we definitely got ourselves a long pathway for us to go to if we want to reach the actual final, before we reach the final battle itself. Let's do this! Now on the way we have some Loomis here that we can talk to here. This is a fight to save your special one, Mario. Yep. Be careful out there. And don't give up. No matter what. Yeah, just like we always do. But anyways, now before we go follow another Luma, we're gonna have ourselves up this pole so that we can get ourselves a lovely live stream here. And then as we go along here, we have to make sure we not only avoid the fire chain and also a few fire bars, which apparently I'm just happen to not be good at, I guess. But anyways, now after taking that launch star, now we have to defeat every single Hammer brother here. Yeah, so then we can activate a full loady fluff. A full love over there, so then we can hand ourselves over to the next area. And then as we are floating down, now we have to make sure that we don't get ourselves hit by any of the fire shooters. And I think this is the first galaxy that we've been to that we've actually seen the fire shooters. All game. I want to say, yeah, I believe so. And then as we go along here with the spin drill, yeah, now we essentially have to carry the spin drill all the way to the end of this section, so that we can get ourselves to the next launch, so that we can get ourselves to the next launch, to the launch of Star. While at the same time, we make sure we don't get ourselves electrocuted by these electric fences, or get ourselves blown up by any of the bomber rebels. I still get why they had to change their name, but considering that we've been calling them bonsai bills for so long, it still feels really weird calling them. It still feels really weird now calling them from bomber or bills, but whatever. But anyways, now when you are past that, now we're gonna be dealing with a 2D section where we have a few dry bones that we need to make sure that we don't get hit by. And we also have a few fine chains, and we also have these conveyor belts that are gonna be going up or down. But we don't want to stay up or below because, yeah, below and above are these pieces of lava. Yeah, so make sure that you don't go too above or too below them. And as you can see, now this is where we're gonna be using once again the cloud power up here. And as you saw, these bullet bills, they can actually destroy the clouds. So yeah, make sure now as soon as you activate a cloud, make sure you already move on to the next one, because yeah, make sure you keep on jumping over to the next one and activate another one, because otherwise, yeah, the bullet bills may end up destroying your cloud, so which may end up having you fall down to your doom. So yeah, and you obviously do not want that to happen. But anyways, now that we've gone past that, and now it's time for us to move on to this area here, where, if you can probably tell by those flowers over there and that egg, which means that we are now going to be utilizing Yoshi, which is here now is where we're going to be utilizing Yoshi. Now we are actually aren't going to be utilizing Yoshi. We actually aren't going to be utilizing Yoshi. Essentially right up to the final section of this whole place, this whole galaxy. And also now, and as you just saw, when I got to eat the Boomerang Brothers from Boomerang. Yoshi can also eat those too, and also send them back out to them too. Yeah, that's also something that you can also do too. And as you saw, while Yoshi cannot eat the Boomerang Brothers, yeah, they can. Yeah, he can still defeat them by just utilizing his tongue. And I activated the dash pepper a little way too late, considering I spent my time just trying to look around. Yeah, that was my bad moment. Yeah. As soon as you actually open that, open that area. Yeah, make sure you move there quickly, because otherwise you're gonna be too late and you're probably gonna get squished like I did. Yeah, that is something I clearly didn't know would happen, but it just had to happen anyway. Okay, now bye-bye to you. Okay, now this time we are not, this time we are not going to wait around. Alright, now make sure we go through here with the dash pepper. We're gonna run up to this link star, and now we reach this area. Alright, now once again we're gonna be utilizing Yoshi because, well, yeah, you see those flowers over there? Yeah, way over in the background over there. Yeah, right over there is where they actually placed the comet, where they actually placed the comet medal for this this galaxy. Yeah, and you need to make sure that you do not lose Yoshi here. Yeah, because otherwise you are not gonna get it. And also, as you can see as well, not only do you have to avoid at least one Magic Koopa, and you also have to avoid at least one Magmaargh especially by utilizing the power of that lymph fruit. And as you can see over there, with that checkpoint and that very tall pole, now we have reached the, we have essentially reached the portion where we essentially have to go up it alone. Yeah, which means we're gonna be saying goodbye to Yoshi at least for. Yeah, this is where we're gonna be saying goodbye to Yoshi, at least for the time being anyway. That's until we get to, of course we get to utilize them again for like another galaxy. And now, when we actually hop off Yoshi, yeah, you see here, now he actually waves, us goodbye to us. Yeah, that's actually something that we only really get to see once during this whole game. Oh yeah, and if you go over here, yeah, now if you don't already have a live stream, they do place another one right there. Yeah, so that of course you can get yourself ready for the final. So that of course you get yourself ready for the final battle. And just like usual, we have to break down the door with free meteors again. But anyways, let's do this. Our final battle against Bowser. Well, more so with Mario anyway. And once again, he's going back to being giant again. Gah! Give it up! Give it up already! Why won't you stop trying to mess up my awesome master plan? I'm building my new galactic empire right here, and you can't stop me. Why don't you just run off and go find some great pipe to hide in? Because we obviously need to save Peach first. That's why. Can't you see that I'm busy? Can't you see that I'm busy here? I don't have time to chat. So let's cut this short. Shorty! Yeah, but he still thinks because he's so giant, he thinks he still has the right to call us Shorty. Even though we defeated him time and time again. But anyways, time for the same fight as when we faced up against Bowser the last 2 times. But there are a few differences again. Now this time, for whenever Bowser, first off, now, as you see, and now whenever Bowser punches, yeah, the shockwaves actually are slightly different this time. And also, unlike the last fight where Bowser only sent out 2 meteors, this time, just like the first fight, Bowser sends down 3 meteors. So you still have a few more shockwaves to avoid as soon as the meteors actually drop. And then I guess another difference as well is that Bowser will more often punch more before he even sends down the meteors towards you. So that's why this fight's probably going to be dragging out a lot more longer, considering, yeah, Bowser actually punches some more often. He actually punches more often than he would than he did previously. And then as for his fire, and then as for his fire attack, there really isn't that much difference with it than what we had to go for last time. So yeah, so again, this fight is just about the same as when we faced up against it the last 2 times. Yeah, once again, not really all that different, really. And now, this time, after he loses the Grand Star, yeah, instead of falling towards the floor, Bowser just falls right into the abyss. And with that, it's over. Well, I mean, it obviously, it has to be, considering that the last Grand Star is right here. But we're still wondering, where the hell is Peach? Yeah, we still have to find her. Well, maybe we'll find her as soon as we grab it. But it's not gonna be as simple as you would think. Yes, you see, Bowser immediately shows up again, and he once again he eats it again. Hey, guess what, Mario? Breathe a sigh of relief, because it'll be your last. Know why? What? Why exactly? Because this is finally the end! The end of you! Yep. And as we now get into the actual final battle against Bowser, where the only platforms that we're gonna have are the very same meteors that we can ground pound towards, that we can ground pound towards Bowser with. Now, and as you'll see, now he will constantly keep on moving. He'll constantly keep on moving around spinning in his shell. And if he just happen to ground pound for while he's spinning like that, then the meteors will just plank right off him. So essentially, wait until he is not spinning, so then you can actually get to ground pound the meteors towards him. And as you saw, you only really need to hit him four times. Only 4 times. My powers gone. My empire shrinking. My huge cake never got a slice. Yeah, he will never get a slice of cake from Peach. Ever. Well, actually, he does in one game. There is one game where he did get a slice of cake. Well, actually, not just a slice, but a whole entire cake. It actually was sent by Peach. Yeah. yeah, for those who have played Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story will definitely know what I am talking about. But anyways, now that we have defeated Bowser for the final time, but again, as I said, for Mario anyway, we once again have finally saved Peach. Oh yeah. And this right here is one she always, and this right here is one she only says. Yeah, she only says thank you. And even after you spin at her and jump on her, she'll still say only thank you. It's like she did not feel a thing at all. But anyways, final Grand Star. Alright, excelente. And off we go. And we get one more cutscene. It's so beautiful. Oh, I wonder what that is. It's not that common. Yep, it is indeed the one and only Comet Observatory. Yeah, and I wonder who we're gonna be seeing there, especially since the baby is so excited. I always thought we would meet again. Yeah, after this whole entire game, we finally get to see the Princess of the Cosmos, Rosalina. Yeah, they actually reveal her at the end of the adventure this time. Yeah. Unlike last time where she would actually show up in the very beginning of at the very beginning of the adventure. This time she actually shows up at the very end. Yeah. Definitely quite the turnaround for Rosalina this time around. But anyways, she says, there is a force that binds us, defying even time and space. Not even the laws of the universe can stop it. I knew its gentle pull would prevail. It is the desire to be reunited with someone who is important to you. That pull is what brought us together. We have come through so much to meet again. This is not some mere whim of the stars. I am sure of that. Mario. Yeah, what? Thank you for returning this child to me. Yeah, the baby. I will never forget you. Even when I someday become a star myself, I will never forget you, Mario. Yeah. Never, ever. I won't forget. Yeah, probably not. Hey, what about Mario's head? He needs it. Yeah, he needs that head. May the stars shine down on you. Yep, and off goes Rosalina. And also the baby, at least for the time being, anyway. So the little one was reunited with his special someone. And so does Mario too. And you too, pal. Am I right? Well, yeah, that right there was pretty obvious enough. All right, you two. Let's. It's time to get you back to your home planet. Obviously. Yeah, Mario says wahoo. As the Starship Mario now heads towards the other way to head on, of course, back home. And with that is the base game for Super Mario Galaxy 2. And I'd say base game is because, as you can probably tell, yeah, for those who have played this game, obviously know there's a lot more that we can do. And thankfully, we don't get to play an extra character so that we can get everything again. Yeah, we can still go for the same save file. We can still go for the same save file. In order for us to get the other stars that we can get after the credits. Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah. So essentially, yeah, we are not even close to being done with this game yet. Excuse me. Yeah, we're still a long way to go. But anyways, everyone. But anyways, everyone. Now, as you can see, yeah. Now during on these credits. Now you can actually get to move around Mario as he, Peach, and Lubba travel to several galaxies that several galaxies as they continue to find their way path on home. Now, as you can see as well, there are several star bits and coins that we can also get here too. But I forget if these count towards your overall starbit/coin count. Honestly, I forget if they do or don't. But as everyone, yeah, I guess I should say, since we're going for the credits, overall, now, even though I still had some issues here and there with this game, but just like with the first game, I still have my enjoyment. Now, I still enjoy my time in this game. Yeah, I sometimes only really go back to this game if I really feel like I'm going for this game again. Especially if I want to go for those several challenges like, say, the chimp. And also several challenges that were definitely a bitch. Yeah, what I mean is some of the challenges like, say, the rematch with the Squizzard again. But overall, I would say I still had myself an enjoyable time with this game. Yeah, the music was overall fantastic. Oh yeah, first off, yeah, as you can see here, yeah, Bowser is incredibly short now. Yeah, this is probably one of the few times in this whole entire franchise that Mario will ever be taller than Bowser. Yeah, as you can see, yeah, we can actually constantly keep on jumping on Bowser, and we can also try to eat him with Yoshi, but unfortunately we cannot do that. And the credits, we'll end off here, back at the Mushroom Kingdom, where Peach has made a very, very big cake. And woohoo! Yeah, now that right there is how that's how you end off the credits. Now wait for it.
Thank you so much for playing my game.
There you go. That's how you end off the credits. Now, anyways, once you have cleared the final boss, we have now opened up the special world, which is actually the very same legendary, mythical/legendary world that the Bum Buddy told us about. So with that said, we shall continue on to the next part. And so till then, I'll see you guys next time.